Hey, Doodle Gang, Doodle here, and oh boy, just oh boy, the amount of Dead by Daylight is dying videos. It makes me laugh. It makes me laugh so hard. I'm not saying that the game isn't dying. We're at a low valley right now. We're not at a point where this game is going to be dead, burying in the grave. We're going to move on to something else. Dead by Daylight is a very unique game, and it's not going to go away. Out of all the years it's been here, it's not going to go away. We are just in a very deep valley right now due to all the content we've been getting recently. And hoping to God, praying above, all these videos will poof out of existence once the anniversary chapter comes around, because it will definitely bring up more player activity, you know what I mean? I did want to ramble a little bit about this subject because all over my YouTube is Dead by Daylight dying? And for me, it's not. It's not dying. It's just at a low point right now. And I believe it's gonna get out of that low point once the anniversary chapter comes along and more of the awaited stuff that's gonna be added to the game finally comes in. Because this mid chapter has been super refreshing. Kid you not. Haven't felt so happy playing Dead by Daylight before, and I'm so happy that this mid chapter finally rolled in. Because God bless the Auto Blood Web, God bless Dead Hard, even though I am more killer sided. I'm a killer main more than I play Survivor, because I don't know why I hate playing Survivor. I think it's just because the solo queue experience, and it's god awful, so But as playing killer, it's been so refreshing not having to deal with the insta heals and having to worry about Dead Hard in the beginning of a match, and you guys know what I mean if you play killer a lot. And to people that are more Survivor sided and are upset with these changes, I hope it doesn't upset you too badly, because it's not the end of the world. You'll get used to it, and I think it helps people be able to loot more, get better like strategy of the game, especially for me with all the killer changes with like gen regression and stuff like that. I was so dependent on Scorch Hook, kid you not, and now I'm finally learning how to step aside from gen regression and kind of gen patrol better, and I've been doing a whole lot better instead of that. Even though Scorch isn't really dead, I stopped using it, trying to play better as a killer. So I hope, we're not too upset about the mid chapter. I think it's great. It's not the best thing ever, but I think it really does make Dead by Daylight a little bit more easier to play. And it's not terrible. Like, I'm so happy Circle of Healing was nerfed to the ground and Dead Hard. I'm going to say that up front. I know some people aren't very happy with it, but I think it is. I think it's a great change for the game, and it's going to make people a lot more happier. Trust me, it's going to make so many people happier. Even for me, I'm super happy about it. And especially other perks that rarely get used are becoming meta now, like Sprint Burst and Life. And I've been for me, I've been using Life already, and I'm pretty happy that people are finally, taking a side from Dead Hard and using other valuable perks such as that. And I hope in the future stuff like Bounty of Knowledge and stuff will become meta, because Bounty of Knowledge is such an underrated perk. You barely see people use it, and it's really good information, even for me, because I always get lost, and I always run into places that don't have pallets, and I always die. And from a lot of trials and stuff, I've been seeing a whole lot of people start using Shadow Step, which is definitely in the meta now. I could definitely tell by that, because almost every single trial I've had always has a Shadow Step, or at least some type of other boon, and I have not seen a single Dead Hard or Circle of Healing since the mid chapter, so it died. It died out, and I'm totally fine with that. Even with the medkit changes and the healing changes, it's been well needed for the game. It's been so needed for this game, because all the time you would think, oh, you're doing great, everyone's resetting, it's gonna take a while, you can break gens, go chase another survivor without having to worry about gens popping, but no. Insta heals, all the add-ons for medkits, and you have Circle of Healing adding on to that. It's like, bro, I'm very happy this was a change. It's been needed for such a long time. And I don't think anyone's gonna ever complain about the accessibility, especially with the new heartbeat visuals. That's totally fine. It's valid, everything. I'm hoping no one's complaining about that, because it's such a good thing. And even I haven't used it yet. I plan on using it when I want to do some downtime plays and probably listen to music or something, but it's still an amazing thing to add, and I'm super happy. Now, someone goes into the subject of talking about why Dead by Daylight is dying, even though, sure, there's going to be some low points and some high points of the game. It's going to happen. You can't really control that as someone who makes a game. You're going to have some low points of your game, and I think a lot that contributed into people assuming Dead by Daylight is dying is because of our last 2 chapters. And, of course, I can tell why. The Knight and the Skull Merchant are pretty underwhelming and have a lot of negativity to the game. I mean, I like Knight more than Skull Merchant, of course. I still have not posted my Skull Merchant video, but when I was playing Skull Merchant, I was just struggling to get any kills because you have to play Skull Merchant as the mindset of a 3-genner. You have to put, your main goal is to put drones next to all the gens, and that's it. And you can 3-gen it. She's so easy to 3-gen, especially with Knight, even though I feel like Knight is a little bit more better than her in the gameplay wise, because I think his idea of the guards and stuff are pretty freaking awesome. Her drones are okay, but it feels like they just copy and pasted it, but kind of downgraded. Sure, we can all talk about the Skull Merchant isn't a very well-liked killer, especially with her backstory and stuff like that, even though for me, I do agree she kind of like rolls off with a Trickster kind of way, even though I adore Trickster. He is such a great add-on to Dead by Daylight, even though some people will not say he is. I think he is. He is a very psychotic dude. He's scary. Like, he's not, visually scary, but you can tell he has some demons in there that he needs to control. But Skull Merchant, she's more of the, oh, my dad's disappointed in me, I'm gonna go kill these people. She never lifted a finger in her life, and now she's in the realm. The twins are great. The Survivor twins are great. I don't know them very well. I don't even know their names. I feel bad. But I think they're a great add-on to the game. I love the representation and everything, so that's totally fine by me. I think it's just what brought down Dead by Daylight was the Skull Merchant. And the Knight was totally fine. Vittorio was totally fine. I think they kind of monetized Vittorio too much. I mean, like, made him too, he's not from our timeline, of course, like the centuries, and with like the recent skin releases, stuff like that, they're more prioritizing on fan service more than anything, and it kind of disappoints me as well. But the Knight, I think, is pretty cool. Vittorio's pretty cool. Their perks are really great. I think the perks are awesome, except for maybe a few, but they're still good. I even use them. But yeah, it's hard. When it comes to the recent chapter releases, it's been very underwhelming, even though I did like that we're finally getting a Night Killer, but the outcome of it was kind of, he's fun to play, but he's not someone I would play regularly, like the Skull Merchant. I only got her because I wanted to try her out, and really, I wouldn't prefer playing her if I were you. Knight, sure, but not Skull Merchant. Now lastly, would the anniversary chapter revive Dead by Daylight? Yeah, it sure would. It would definitely bring back people, and like it always does every anniversary, because we had the Silent Hill. I mean, especially Dredge and Hattie, even though it wasn't a licensed chapter, it was still a pretty good chapter in my opinion. I see a lot of positivity, not more than negativity, like Skull Merchant, because we do not need another Skull Merchant scenario. If we do, we're mega screwed. Because even if we don't get a licensed chapter, I'm hoping if they do have an original chapter, it just blow it out of the water. Something great. I'm tired of fan service. No more corny stuff. You know what I mean by corny stuff. But if it flops, then we're kind of screwed in this scenario. Dead by Daylight is definitely going to go in a deeper valley if the anniversary chapter just flips on itself. And I don't even care what licensed chapter it would be. I've been hearing it might be Art of the Clown, Alien, Predator. I mean, even for me, I'm hoping it's Five Nights at Freddy's, but that's a really long shot. We won't get Five Nights at Freddy's. Maybe after the movie? Praying to God. And don't yell at me. Don't say, Doodle, don't mention Five Nights at Freddy's. It's never going to be in the game. It's too childish. Hubba bubba bubba. Shut up. We have a K-pop singer and a clown that dresses up like an elephant. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it from you. So, here's the fingers crossed that the anniversary chapter will revive Dead by Daylight just enough for people to stop calling it dead. because this is their chance to prove themselves, to say, hey, we're listening to you guys, we finally got some for ya, and we're not gonna pull another Skull Merchant. Because the last thing we need is another Skull Merchant, or like another night scenario of people who are disappointed in the Survivor. Even though I think Vitoro's totally fine, but we do not need another Skull Merchant scenario. Trust me, the fan base will crumble, burn, everything in general. You guys should just be happy that Shirtless Felix exists, because I was totally blown away that they finally did that, because I honestly thought they were just gonna keep him layered up. But that's gonna be the end of this video. I really hope you enjoyed listening to me rant about this silly stuff. Fingers crossed for an alien chapter. That would be super sick. I hope you guys have a fantastic day in the fog, and I will see you in the next trial. I swear to God, if this is gonna flop, DeadbyDaylight is screwed. See you guys later.